My name is Charlie Stivers. I work with Eagle Education Agency here in Colorado, specializing in the infinite banking concept, and I have the privilege today to listen to and meet the pioneer of infinite banking and author of Becoming Your Own Banker, Nelson Nash. Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to be with you and glad to know you better. Thank you for being here.
Yes, enjoyed it a lot. I just have a few questions.
Tell me.
First off, I guess, for a consumer standpoint, what is the message you'd like to convey to the American public, I guess, in a nutshell, about how important it is to use the infinite banking concept?
Well, banking should be held in out the you and me equation level. If you don't do that, you turn it over to somebody else. Somebody's going to perform the banking function. Mm-hmm. And if you turn it over to the bankers, they'll paint you in a corner every time. All you got to do is look at the situation we have out there today, that we're in the worst financial condition of all time. And that's because people have turned the banking function over to the bankers. Central bankers inflate the money supply. People think they have something and they don't. Mm-hmm. Now, reality does set in. Well, as a result of it, the interest rates were very low. People went out and did stupid things. Well, you will pay the consequences of that. So the banking function should be at the you and me level. Excuse me, too much talking today. So that's my quick, brief answer about that.
Okay. Next question would be, with all the different products that are out there available to the consumer, where do you see the infinite banking concept fitting in as a part of people's portfolio in general?
Well, it should be the basic part there, that your residence of your wealth ought to be dividend-paying life insurance, because that's bedrock in the financial world. Now, all these, quote, new products that come out there are products of faulty thinking. See, Universal Life was invented by E.F. Hutton, a brokerage firm who knew nothing about life insurance. Well, they fell on their face.
Right.
All right, that sort of thing happens over and over. Well, he was Variable Life, invented by Equitable Life while I was there. That was the brainchild of John Carter, Harvard MBA. He says you should buy term insurance and invest the difference in a mutual fund, and he ruined a real good company. They had to be bought out by AXA, France. All right, AXA bought 60% of the company. Well, today they're totally French. And I bought my State Farm policy that you saw the graph of in 1959, back in my forestry days. Well, I bought my first Equitable policy 2 years later. Now, the dividend on the Equitable policy now is twice the premium. The dividend on my State Farm policy is 10 times the premium. Yep. Everybody hold a pole ain't fishing.
That's right. And piggybacking on that, how important is it to work with a trained agent and the right agency within working with the concept?
It's essential. There aren't many agents out there that understand what we're talking about.
Right.
They're still influenced by home office thinking, and home offices just don't really understand this. You'd probably be staggered to find out how little whole life insurance home office personnel owns.
Wow.
Yeah. They don't think this way. They don't see things from this particular direction. So you got to have somebody who's been trained that sees this and practices it.
Right.
The coaches for people on this have to own a bunch of this stuff.
Right.
Because if they don't, their clients can tell.
Right.
I did a lot of study years ago about lots of things in human behavior. And there's these guys up at Duke University years ago that pointed out that you can have one guy sitting over here and another guy sitting over here, and there's a 6 foot wall, 6 foot deep wall of concrete between them. And it says there's certain wavelengths that'll just go right through that 6 feet of concrete. That the guy over here can tell whether that guy's really on life insurance or not. So they've got to be practicing this stuff as well as advocating it.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite success story or example that you'd like to share?
Well, I go to Nacogdoches, Texas 4 times a year.
Mm.
Now, that's a town of 35,000 people. And there's a little lady came there in 5 years ago, and she and her husband in a well drilling business, water, not oil.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they owed the banks over $500,000. She understood this thing perfectly from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
And she put enough premiums into life insurance that in 3.5 years' time, she had enough cash value to pay off the banks. She got rid of the banks in 3.5 years.
That's powerful.
Well, she's just been concentrating lately, during these interim years now, of paying off those policy loans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was doing a seminar, a special seminar in Lufkin, Texas, a couple of years ago, and they had several sponsors sponsoring the seminar.
Mm-hmm.
Shucks, I can't think of the name of the event, but she was one of the sponsors. Yeah, so, you know, there's certain folks out there that they catch on this pretty quick.
Yeah. She's glad she met you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure. Good to
All
see
right.
you.
Good to
Good
meet
luck.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, keep on being a good coach.
All right.